Wonderful. And where do you think science will take us next? What are we excited about at Brock, and how will the work that we do get us there?
Wow. I am so excited by the work being done, and the work that's been done. And I'll give three quick examples, and then I'll broaden it. When I think of science and how it helped to renew the grape and wine industry in this region and place Canada at a global level in terms of competitiveness, I was with the Ministry of Agriculture in the mid 1980s. And through that period, there was a huge discussion as to how to support the industry. And Brock and the faculty and the researchers within the faculty were very much a part of that endeavor. That's one example. So really having impact on the lives of individuals. I think the as made mention about the Mars research, that is a new frontier for humanity. And what we understand about Mars it will also be about what we understand about our solar system and what we understand about Earth. And that will be informative for generations to come. So we are part of that sense of future. We're immediately gripped by the COVID-19 pandemic and there are researchers within the faculty doing work there. But I also know that there are individuals doing all kinds of work right across the entire faculty, and all the work being done becomes so informative. So if I think of what's being done in stats and in math, in terms of new statistical methods for being able to discern predictions or get explanatory variables under different sample conditions in that regard. In mathematics, being able to move from calculus to real analysis to topology to group theory, ring theory, abstract algebra. One might say, well, what does that have to do with anything? Well, it has a lot to do with cryptology. Well, it has a lot to do with quantum computing, and it has a lot to do with how we think about how cells and how neuroscience works. So I think such incredible work being done in the faculty that will help shape the future. But what I would say finally is the scientific method, how much it's driven by inquiry, and if I think of the philosophy of science, what's the research question? What's the hypothesis? And today, humanity, we're challenged by some big questions. Whether it's global warming, whether it's pandemic, whether it's distributional issues and feeding the world, whether it's the environment, global warming, our new frontier, and how will humanity be a multi-planet species, and how do we attach not only what we can do in science, but how do we attach within science the ethics to be able to do that without some of the errors of the past that history might teach. So I see the future of science and math as being intertwining between the possibilities of the future, the lessons of the past, but lessons as well from other disciplines, as much as science and math bringing its disciplinary knowledge to other